Okay, so I got up and took my braid out of my hair, and that's it. Oh, I put some, I always put oil on my face when I first get up. I haven't done anything else. It's like fucking, I think it's like 2 in the morning. Might be a little bit after 2, but still woke up at 1:30. That's a common time that she wakes up. Because every time I pause the thing, it's always at 6 hours. So, and that's how I know I got 6 hours of sleep. And it all depends on that 6 hours, how much I'm getting woke up during the 6 hours. But I feel so exhausted lately. Like, fuck, I'm tired. Just, it isn't even just like tired. It's just like worn out. Like, fuck. It's got to be the energy on the planet, man. It's just like, it's exhausting. And I know tons and tons of people are, because I see them talking and stuff, and they're like, man, what in the hell? When is this stuff gonna flip? Because other people know things are about to get good for them. Just like I know things are gonna get good when this flips. So there's a lot of people, but I don't think everybody understands about the flip. I don't, it seems like they just think that good things are gonna start happening, but they don't understand like it's gonna flip the other direction and how unstabling that's gonna be. So there's lots of people who are waiting. Did you see it on the TikTok thing? Even the tarot readers are like, what in the hell? And tons of spiritual people I'll see, and they'll be like, like I know, they're expecting these good things to happen for them any second, and they're like, I don't know, like why it's going so slow. But yeah, that is um, that's the thing. But that always it makes me feel better. It's like, okay, like, so, if everybody else's flips and everything starts going good for everybody else and I'm still in the same thing, I'm just gonna be like, what? But that's what it makes it feel like. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this. It's hard to, you gotta keep, it's like you gotta keep being positive through this thing. And it's like you gotta constantly keep telling yourself positive things. To me, I don't know. I mean, we gotta see, because I know there's destiny. I know that everything that is meant for you comes to you, but there's a negative and there's a positive. Like I could go into the nothing ever good for me ever happens, life sucks, oh my God, you know, or I can go into good things happen, good things are coming, it's going to be great, I'm so excited, it's like, so that's what I'm saying. You got to keep your mind on that. It's like affirmations to me, but I don't know for sure. And but when Stella woke up, and I know she's super uncomfortable. She's not just sitting and crying at me like she was. So I know some of it was loneliness and boredom. But old Jackaroo, he's a fucking kangaroo. Oh my God, he's wild. Oh my God. And then he jump up on her back and stuff, and that is when she'll scream out. So I know her back is hurting. But she's got a bunch of those knots on her right now. Big ones. She's got these 2 big ones that can get really inflamed. She has this big one on her leg too. That I don't know. They had said a long time ago about, well, we can cut it out. They wanted to charge a couple $1,000s, and it doesn't grow or anything. It's been there for years and years. It's just like I don't know. It's kind of like somebody has a mole or something. And she's got a lot of skin stuff because wherever she lays, she gets like these dark spots. And I had asked the vet, and they said it's like calluses or something when they get these dark spots from like laying on the floor. And she doesn't even lay on the floor that much. She always is laying on the couch and the bed. And so, look, if she was always laying on the floor, I mean, the only time is when she's laying out on the porch. Or she likes to lay outside. There's no cushion. I usually try and put a rug or something for her to lay on, but anyways, so she woke up and she was uncomfortable. So I gave her some more medicine. And of course, Jack, he has to have everything she has. He is so, having a dog that's super, super smart can be annoying too, because he's so fucking smart. But he's a old fucker. I'm sure it's a puppy thing, but anyways, it's a lot of energy. And then have another person, and then that's super intense. Like when someone's in a crisis, oh, it's exhausting, man. So I wanted to sleep, and I'm totally uncomfortable. and I don't even want to go in my room because that would be a fucking huge ordeal, because then Mr. Man over there will come take over the whole fucking bed, for one thing. He'll just, I'm telling, he's wild. I keep keeping him out of my room. And then if he even can get in there and break in, he thinks it's a room to go to the bathroom in. So I have it blocked, you know. So if I went in there and slept, he would be right up in there, and then Stella wouldn't be able to get in there because she only can come in there, you know, little, and then she goes out and then she'll go in because she's always moving. And so, but a lot of times when she'll start crying if I'm in a different room than her, and that's why I'm always like staying by her. And so I thought that just, because I know there's a part of her that already feels like I've picked a new dog. I've got a new dog now, and she's just the old dog now. So I have to keep going and giving her tons and tons of love and stuff. And then he's just on me all the time. He's on, just not me, because now he keeps getting on her too. But he's very, he's just a different personality. I don't even know, because he'll just sit there and look you in the eye, and then he just gotta get closer. He's gotta put his hand up on you and just keep looking. And then he got all worked up on her this morning, and then he got, or no, I think that was last night. They were getting all worked up, sniffing each other. And he comes up and starts trying to hump me again. It's like, dude, I am not your fucking dog friend. Go. But anyways, she is not going to put up with that if he jumps up on her back, because it hurts her hips and stuff. So she is having pain, and she is super active. I mean, fuck. Where he went from being quiet, oh my God. I think he probably sounds like the most vicious dog in the world when people walk by. I can't even. His barking is so fucking vicious. It's like kind of embarrassing. I keep calling him in because he gets so worked up. It's like, oh my God, dude. The fence is, oh my God. So anyways, but he's just a puppy though. But he gets, I can't believe how fast he trained. Like how fast. You can tell him something one time and he's just like, does it. But he has had a couple accidents still. Well, not accidents. He just, you know, decides. It's not accidentally coming out. He's going and looking for a place to go when he wants to go. So I'm still working on getting him to do the bells, getting him to signal that he needs to go. And then plus you just got to watch him every second. That can be exhausting too. Like I just have a lot of new things coming, you know, right now. And so to me, I keep, you know, it's like the universe bringing this energy in of things going faster and speeding up, and maybe it is going to be, I'm going to be tired a lot and stuff. I don't know. So I don't want to be sitting here like, I don't want that. I don't want that. No, I want change. I want movement. And if this is my preparation for what's to come, I'm all in. It's like, yeah, I can do it. I'm sure not going to complain and be like, no, I don't want this. No, I don't want that. No, I want change. I'm ready for change. So anyways, let me think, because there was a couple things I wanted to talk about. Because then after she woke up and then she went out for a while, because she always goes out for a while, gets a drink, and then it's so cool, and she's gained weight for sure. No, it's so hard. It's such a struggle with her and her weight, because she likes to eat so much. It's just a thing. So anyways, I'm sure she's gained weight. She's uncomfortable, and she can't move around very good, and she always can't sleep past a certain amount of time. So I have to give her more medicine and stuff. So I have a bunch of things I have to get up and do. And now Jack, he's right up in there. Come on, let's do this, let's do that. So I gotta go out, take him, go potty, he's got, of course, have some medicine too. That's probably why he's being quiet now too. So I have all this stuff to do. So then I finally gotta lay back down, and then laying there and thinking, okay, I'll go back to sleep. And I'm just uncomfortable anyways. And like I said, it was not the optimal time to stop smoking, I'll tell you that. And then it's just the habit. Like you just, like there's a habit, like, oh, I just want to go do my habit. You know, it gives me peace. And so breaking anything that's habitual is like, ugh, it's just annoying. And then plus, I just like weed. I swear to God. I was sitting there thinking it is just like it closes out the noise of this place, of the world or something. It just like, I don't know. Because I keep trying to think, like, what is it to me? You know, how does it work for me? And it is like, I feel like this is way more 3D and burdensome and more like heavy, and I can't hear my guides as well, and it's just like, it's just more, you just feel more alone. It feels more heavy. And then you smoke, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, all the noise is gone. I can hear them so well. And then that is always where I find peace. So in this time, though, I'm trying to enter that peaceful door with my own consciousness. So I'm actively trying to do that. But then also all these aches and pains. I got 5515, 5515, 5515 in my way through life. Which by the way, also, so because there was a couple of things I wanted to say. So, anyways, when I laid down, I was like, no, I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, so I'm just gonna get up and do this. And so, and I'll probably stay up after this or get a cup of tea or whatever. And, you know, and the one, I'm just gonna say this again, like, I don't know, you know, the one person who I'm talking to, they should know I'm talking to them. And I feel like if they don't, it's their blockage. It's not mine. There's nothing I can do about it. But, you know, everybody's got to remember their own stuff. But, you know, I am approachable. Like, I very much am approachable. So, anyways, let's see. Oh, okay, one thing is TikTok is just so fucking annoying. I swear to God, I am so fucking. I guess that's just one thing I kept thinking about too this morning. Like, you just go off of it. You don't like it, just go off of it. But yeah, but that's how you go and check and see what's going on in the world. You go in and it's like a barometer or something. I can just go in and I can see what's happening in people and what they're talking about and stuff, and it just gives me. It's like a temperature gauge of like where we are to me, where people are, what's going on, what's happening. And, you know, just like seeing a guy who was at the gym and somebody came in wearing a stand with the Star t-shirt. And this guy was so just like, I mean, this guy was very upset. And he's just down in his car, just so confused. But see, those are all the things. Those are all awakening things. All the things of like, what? Just the questioning. And so I like seeing that, but it always is like, okay, so it's just anything can be. Anything. So there's just so much going. Anything can wake somebody up. And so, and then, you know, and they're hearing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden something throws it. It's just like, what? And this guy, you know, he's a big black guy, muscly and stuff, and he was like, I'm so upset, I feel like I'm gonna cry or something. And he was very, very upset, you know, just feeling, because it was bringing up, you know, the suffer. It's just that your brain is registering all the time. And so then when something happens, when you're paying attention, when you're present in the signs and stuff, and something happens, and then it brings all that other stuff. So it's not a standalone thing. And when it's just a standalone thing, like you see this one thing, it's like, oh, weird, I just saw that. And then that's reference. That's where it's just like, it's registering inside of you. And then that's the kind of shit they'll pull up later and show you to make something make sense. And it's like, oh, that's what I'm telling you. You got to be present. If you want all your pieces, you got to be present and in the moment, paying attention and being, it's like being present in the game, not just sitting back. And it's just a difference. I don't know how to explain it, but I can see the difference of how the game is played. Like, there's a difference between how I play it and how some other people play it. And you know what? It's so too is I don't know. I know it's my ego or whatever I'm supposed to be working on, but oh my gosh, it just is. I don't know. It's just weird. Like it makes me wonder too. Like, would anyone be interested in listening to me if I wasn't censored? Am I thinking that it's just censorship that keeps holding this back, or is it just the people? Because when I go in and I see on TikTok, for one thing, TikTok, the entity TikTok, is all about I mean, it's so fucking, it's so fucking shallow and artificial, and it's so disgusting, the whole energy of it. And then, I mean, the people who made it, it's all for these commercials. Everything that they try and do for the content creators is so that the platform makes like 75, 85, 95. So the platform is banking, and then there's just commercial nonstop. They get all the content creators to do commercials. So it's just all these commercials. Then they have the people who they promote, and they promote shallow shit. They promote pervy shit. They promote a lot of anger. Like the people who, there's certain things. And that is where it's like, okay, so is this just China trying to bring down America, and Americans are so shallow they don't even see it and they're all about it? Like, and then I don't know if TikTok is changing, because they're sure the fuck censoring me. They're like taking my videos down right and left, old ones too, and then telling me that they're going to take my whole account down because I've got so many violations. I've got so many violations on all these old videos that they're going to take my whole account. And so they're threatening me with that, which I get 250 views, 350 views, and the fucking shit they'll take down it's so absurd. I'm not even fucking shitting you. And so then it's just like, we're just like, fucking, I'm so fucking over TikTok. And then when I go in and I see like how big some of these accounts are, and then the stuff they talk about and stuff, I was like, well, obviously 4 million people want to hear about that, and 200 people want to think for themselves or look at life different or whatever, so it's just like, it's just weird. It's just like, fuck. And then plus on TikTok, the energy is so like, it's like, I don't know, pigeons or seagulls or something. I don't even know pigeons, but seagulls or something, because it is it's like, it's not a deep focus. It's very shallow, it's like short attention span. And I can see it brings it out in you. Like when I'm going in and looking, I'm constantly going past people talking. I like hear what they're saying for a couple minutes, like what is the mood, where are they, what's going on. And that's how I'll hear like so much people just same shit. And if it's the same people, same shit. And so then I was like, okay, on there though, there is like all those people are just, like, they don't go deeper into things. Like people go out and do research, and then they go share all their research, and then they get their accounts taken down and shit. But the people on TikTok don't care about that stuff. So they probably don't listen to me, for one thing. I mean, I know some do, because they come in and tell me, oh my God, I love you. I love your philosophy. I love the way you think that, and all that kind of stuff, So there is some people who, do. But then other people are, it's just so fucking shallow. And anyways, I just, was thinking about that energy. And YouTube is just so much more. When people go to YouTube, they want to learn, they want to listen. It's just a way more low-key kind of, it's a totally different energy. I've talked about that before. And it's so weird, too, because, when I was talking about when my daughter did that video that went so viral of me, where I felt like, she thinks she's kind of trying to make fun of me, but it just blew up, and all these people were just like, it was crazy. Like, I can't even tell you how mad some people got in my family, and how much that started. Oh, that was a lot. And then, but she was the one who was like, oh, you got to go back on there. All these people want to talk to you. Everybody wants to talk to you and all this stuff. And then I had been already kicked off. They'd already taken my account. So then I was like, I don't know. I'm not into it. So, and she kept on and kept on, because people, this was going for a while. Like her account all went up to like 40,000 people, all in that one period of this video. That was, I just can't even tell you how irritating that was to these people. Like I just think things backfire in a way that people aren't expecting. And so, and if my daughter heard me say that, she'd be like, I was not trying to be rude. I told you, I'm trying to show. But it's like, I've seen the videos that you, you're always trying to get, just whatever. It's like totally different perspectives. Yesterday we got into a thing. I was just like, yeah, I was so fed up. I'm just very much that mood. I'm like, no, what was it? Because it was something that she started saying. I think we were talking about the money thing. We were talking about the money thing because her car got, they took her car, and it was almost paid off. But they feel, guilt because they owed $1,000 on it. Now, the other 15,000, well, they didn't pay that 1,000, so, well, but what are they going to do when nobody has a job and stuff? So I'm like, yeah, but this is where you got to know your rights. They're criminals. They can't do that. But you have to know that they can't. There's a divide here. And when you try and tell people, they just don't get it. It's like we have two different things going here. We have the republic and we have the corporation. The corporation has legally been dismantled, but since it's been people's existence for so long, they just continue to carry on the way they always have. And then the republic is in the shadows, kind of like me. And then when things flip, it's going to be seen. But when you try and tell people, they just don't know. They just don't see. And so then it always turns into this stuff like, I can't even remember the thing that really set me off, the trigger, a thing. It is always this thing about, it's just, I don't know, not being heard, that everything I say is, it's just the life of a crazy person. I don't even know what else to fucking say. It just, at some points, it's just like, yeah, that's what happened yesterday. I was just like, I am so fucking over this shit. I said every fucking thing for me to say. And it's always this, well, I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying, I was like, I don't fucking give a fuck. This is bullshit. This is just like all the motherfucking time. Everything I say. I remember what it was. Because I said about, when we're talking about the bankers and stuff, and I said about the blues, and then she started telling me I was a racist. That's when I said, okay, I am so fucking over this shit. This is so fucking bullshit. I mean, back when I started doing Trump and y'all started telling me that I'm fucking racist, I said, do you not know me? Do you seriously not know me? And you're gonna sit there and say that like that's the conversation you want to have? I said, this is fucking bullshit. I said, I'm done. No. And I said, I'm done talking, and hung up. And I said bye and hung up. It's like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm so fucking not, whatever. I'm gonna stand up for. I'm done fucking. Oh, I'm so fucking done being called crazy. So fucking sick of it. God damn. Fucking sick of it, especially when you fucking see that you're not. God, fuck. When people have a shit attitude towards you, it's just like, fuck off. It's like, it's quite clear how you feel about me, what you think of me. So, anyways, so how that? I mean, my whole, oh God, what an intense day yesterday, I'm telling you. So then, the lady that I'm always talking about with the Bold Glamour filter, that, I don't know, it's so weird because it's kind of like she's all over the place with that. Because sometimes she'll just have it on and she'll be talking real like she's really into it. And then sometimes she's just, it's just her face and she's out there yelling. It's just so funny. I don't understand how people have just, it's not even just put it on one time or something. It's just like, this is my face on here. I don't know. People are just, I don't know. To me, it's just making yourself more uncomfortable with your face. Like, to me, you got to do things that are uncomfortable to make yourself comfortable. So, like, not wear a mascara. So then I don't, just like the, I feel like before, when I was younger, super insecure. That I would have been super self-conscious, especially because I had this double chin. So I was really skinny body with this huge face. And to me, it was a huge face. And so what was I going to say? So anyways, I don't know. I don't know. I think that we all kind of do it like we think like we've like, oh, that's a horrible angle. That's a horrible angle. Ooh, I don't want anybody to see me like that. Oh, God, that's ugly. And then if you've ever been married to men like me, who are just like, you know, like my whole duty was to look good. You know, that was it. And if I wasn't making the perfect face, then, ooh, what's wrong? What are you doing? And it's like, oh. So anyways, that hyper focus on what your face you're making all the time by your husband's, that's annoying as fuck. So that'll get you more focused on it too. So anyways, worrying about the angle or whatever, and then you're going to do this. And so I love how when you go on all the videos, it's always just a still shot of me. It could be anything, like, whoa, and all this stuff. And I love it because it's like, oh, okay. It's just like, I was just like over it. Like, I don't fucking care. And, just like the mascara. It was like, get up, take my braid out, and just like, fuck it, let's go. I'm not even gonna put on mascara. It's just like, I don't know, it's just letting go of things that you think you need. Like, well, I gotta have my mascara on. Well, I gotta sit and, I don't want anybody to see my bad angle. Like, you know what I mean? Right now, I keep feeling like, do I have a big black tooth or something? Sometimes this stuff is weird. I even had a guy on TikTok the other day. He tried to act like he was all concerned. And so, oh, really? It's really funny that the video you chose to comment this on and say this. I think I can see where you're coming from, dude. And it was something in questioning girls about, just throwing it all out there for free. And a guy comes in to tell me, oh, well, he's very concerned because I'm so yellow. He's got a uncle who's yellow, so I probably need to go and get checked. And I conversed with him for a second. It was like, oh, you think, dude, I'm not yellow, and I don't know what you see, but I don't know. It was just this whole thing, and but then, when I look at that thing, like I said before, always my teeth look yellow. I don't know if my eyes look yellow and stuff. There's something with these cameras and stuff, and the lights will change, and it's weird. Just like I said, it'll show lots of weird things, and especially on TikTok, which I think is a part of it too. They probably, when you start making money for them or give them money, which they're not, I'm not going to go and fucking do this shit they say, because I know people like me get taken down on lives. Like, all the people who I see, they're doing lives and their accounts will be shut down right while they're doing them, and then they'll be where they're not allowed to, because it's a setup. You're allowed to talk about what they want you to talk about, which is shallow, stupid shit, negative shit, stuff like that. So the people who do, they get promoted, and they get, the distracting people or the angry people. And so, anyways, this whole fucking thing, I don't fucking care. I don't remember what, but so, anyways, there's all these accounts that are just going way past mine. And, but the things they talk about, it's just always like, I don't know. I'm just thinking, what is the energy we're bringing? But I know a lot of people are bringing, I don't know. I just start having all these things pop into my head, and it's like, oh, yeah, it is so fucking negative. It is so fucking negative. They just are, even, I don't know, it's just a weird energy. And but they're all going way past my thing. That, again, is like, well, maybe people just don't want to hear my shit. They just don't want to hear this, negative, shallow. They want to hear, all men suck. Weird, oh man, all this stuff. So, anyways, look, I don't know, I will, but the girl, so bold glamour girl. So she went into a crisis yesterday. And so I commented and I said something because I felt really bad. And her dog was sick or something, and it had a thing on its leg, I think. So she went in. Stella's has been there for years and years, and Stella's is like a little ball thing. It looks like I could just cut it off, but I'm sure it's got something feeding into it. But it isn't getting bigger. But she gets these lumps, and it's an English Mastiff thing. And the vet told me it's like a pore clogged or something, like their pores get clogged or something. I don't fucking know. She says like a zit or something, but they're not like a zit. They're like little cysts, but I don't even know. Like I don't even know. They're soft. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm even trying to explain them. But so she has some kind of growth on her dog, and so she took him in, and she was videoing while she was waiting. And she was crying and super scared and super upset and worried of what was going to happen. I don't know what her dog's symptoms were or whatever. Maybe the dog was having a problem walking or something. I can't remember. And then maybe there was more videos or something to it. But anyways, I saw that part and I felt really bad. And I thought, oh, this is going into like one of her crises then. Because everybody gets these crises to help them wake up. And so I was like, okay, so this must be going into her crises. And, and she's going to lose her dog. And I was like, fuck, that's fucked, man. I've had that happen. I've had it happen quite a few times, but in my dark night. And then, so I had commented, what did I say? I said, because she was, okay, so she did that when she was worried. Then she came back and she said that was the worst thing. That's the one I commented on when she got the answer. It was the worst news. He has cancer and she doesn't have any money. She could put him to sleep. She doesn't have the money for that. She could do chemo and get his leg amputated, but she doesn't have the money for that. And so she's just got to, so she just brought him home to let him die at home. And then if he gets up and his leg breaks, she has to hurry and take him in so he can get put down right then. That's her thing that she said. And so, and she was, upset and she was crying and stuff. And so then I said, my dog's chronically ill and I left the vet. Don't just believe all the negative stuff. Just start doing natural, start detoxing, I gave a list of 3 things like diatomaceous earth, zeolite, and I can't remember the third one. Maybe castor oil. I can't remember. But someone in the thing did say start putting castor oil on it. Which, yeah, I put castor oil on Stella's all the time. I put castor oil with rosemary back on her above her tailbone, where it seems like she's really sensitive. I put the rosemary castor oil on there. It kind of heats up. It's nice. Like if my hands are sore and you rub it in, it kind of heats up. It's nice. So I put that on her. Sometimes when I put castor oil, though, she'll just start licking it like a fiend. So can only really do it in places she can't reach. She has a hard time reaching a lot of parts of her body because she's so big. But anyway, so I was telling the girl to do the natural stuff and don't get caught up on what the vet says because they're a part of Western medicine. And so then we started having a conversation and, I felt really a lot of empathy for her. And, even when people are out there just spewing hate and anger and stuff, it's their chaos inside of them that they're just spewing out. It's like their fear, I'm so scared, but it'll come out in a different way. Like, oh my God, you guys are so stupid, you ignorant, when you liberals and all this stuff. Like, but it's really, when you get to the feeling where it's coming from is this horrible feeling inside of somebody of fear and sadness and all that stuff. So she had said, oh, ivermectin. That's what the other one was, the Ivor. Because I had said, or that, because I know that's a deworm thing from 4 dogs. So I had said that, and she responded and she said, my vet told me, don't give him that. That would be very dangerous. I was like, oh, so he's right on the verge of death, but but come in and do chemo. Like, see what I'm saying? It's so fucking nonsense. But so she wouldn't do that. And so she decided she was just going to bring him home and let him die. And I don't know if she's doing any detox, but I saw in the comments I wasn't the only person saying it. And because that's a part of the movement. It's a part of the movement of knowing you got to take control of your own health. You got to figure out what are the plants, what are the roots, what are the, because the other stuff is the chemicals and stuff are there to kill us and destroy us and make us sick. But everybody's got to see through that and go in the other direction. But so that's what I said though. But so many people, they're only awake to what they're awake to. Like she's awake to government overstep. That's what she talks about all the time. And but she's very, a patriot. And so, I don't know. Some of the patriots are just like some of the religious people. They're just fucking rude, so fucking rude. And so, anyway, so she was saying that. And then last night she did another video, and then she got a little dog, and so she's introducing her new little dog. And I swear, the introduction, he's 9 months. Maybe this is an old dog of hers that she's just had, and she was just showing him too. It was surely she just didn't get him. She's telling the history of it. He's 9 months, and he was untrainable, undis, and now she's rescued him and stuff. So I was like, fuck, man. That's a fucking nightmare. If she was just rescued a dog that has a problem with other dogs and brought it in for a sick and dying dog. When I brought Millie that rescue, and they can sense, so it's like she knew Stella was weaker. She knew Stella was, had issues. Just like I know Jack does. He knows, like, he jumps over there on her. She jumps up and starts yelling at him. And, so he knows something. He's not sure. He'll go try and lay down in her bed with her and snuggle, and she'll get up. And I don't think she's ever going to share a bed with him. I think I'm going to have to get him his own little bed. But he really likes her giant bed. And he's going to probably be pretty big. So, but I've got to get a bigger house. That's all there's to it. And I know, but I've got to have things start breaking loose. I've got to have things start changing so I can start. Just like all of us, we need things to break loose so we can fucking start going in that energy. And but that dog Millie would attack Stella all the time. So if I brought in a rescue, it wasn't good with other dogs thinking, I don't know. But if the dog is really weak and stuff like that, the other dog will try and kill it. So. But she wouldn't know that yet, unless you've been through that experience. I think a lot of people might know that, but it will. If the dog sees the other dog is weaker and the other dog is aggressive like that. So I don't know. We'll see what her updates are. Yesterday, her dog's just on pain meds. So see, she went with the medical. She went with the pain. She was saying, she had a good life with that dog. I don't know, maybe it's 12 years old. I don't know, maybe it's really old. And, and she just knows that she's just got to let go now and let the dog go and not drag it on and give it peace. And so she's just giving it pain meds. See, Stella's just in pain all the time. Stella's got pain, but it's not pain that will kill her. She's got arthritis and hip dysplasia. So she's just got, pain. And then I think because her hips hurt and she walks around her big old chunky butt, and so then it gets her back hurting because the like when you get muscle strain and you tighten it, and it makes your back hurt really bad. So I think that's what's going on with Stella. So but this lady's just gonna give him pain meds, and then I think they told her he had maybe 6 weeks or something, and then he should just die unless his leg breaks, and just take him in and go put back to sleep. So, I don't know. It just seemed like she was in a crisis. Then she went into this. Then this morning, her video was, because I saw her first thing this morning, and it was she was like laughing at her daughter. And this was something I wanted to talk about. And not her attitude towards her daughter, but this thing that she couldn't see, that she couldn't understand. Because I think, you know, if she couldn't understand it, there's probably other people who can't understand it. So it seems like something I should talk about. Because, oh yeah, because I want to say that too. So I'll say that. So that's probably, sometimes I don't ever know which one's faster. So the conversation with the lady with her daughter, and then this other lady. Oh yeah, okay. There's a couple of them. Okay, so then there's this other lady. I'll tell hers first because hers was interesting, and she's reading some reincarnation book, and she seems that she understands some stuff about spirituality. I don't know her history. I don't know all her stuff. But she finds that stuff interesting, but she definitely does not have a stand on anything. So she's just gathering information. So she probably hasn't been awake a long, long time. But I don't know. I mean, everybody goes at their own pace. She's been awake 5 years, 10 years. I don't fucking know. But anyway, she hasn't made a full-on decision. She's reading about reincarnation and stuff. And she does think, that, you know, but in this book, so this guy's talking about, he hypnotizes all these people and has them go back. And so this, I don't know if it's just one that went back and said this, but so she said that this was so weird because I've never heard this before, but it's so interesting. And she said that they said, the spirits said that back when man was first made, and then there was a point, you know, because before they were just like animals, and they would just leave their, like if somebody died, they didn't go bury him and do a ceremony and stuff. There was nothing to it. They just, you know, they were more like animals. And then something happened, and then they, she said, I don't know if it was like they got fire or something happened, and then all of a sudden reincarnation started and souls started coming in and going. And that's when things started changing. That's when there started being ceremony, and it went in another direction. And that, to me, her saying that totally lined up with the stuff that I was saying. But see, there's, everything would have a soul. Like the animals would have a soul, but there's a difference in the consciousness. And so the animals would have, you know, had a soul. It's not like soulless, like Stella has a soul. I mean, Jack has a soul. Like everybody has a fucking soul. So it's not that. It's how conscious is the soul? Is the soul conscious of itself? That's consciousness. That's a difference in conscious energy and non-conscious energy. And dogs and stuff, like what I was saying, how it's more like us, like there's an evolution. It's not like they're going out and burying their dead, but they do have, you know, like go give her something. Sometimes it's a weird thing. It's like I'll give her like a biscuit or something, and she'll grab that biscuit, take it outside and bury it. Cracks me up. And so, but there's something different. Like dogs, their awareness isn't the same as ours, but they are more consciously aware. And like I said before, it's like her soul, like I can see, has been all these different animals. Like she'll start doing something, and I can see a different animal in her. And so, which gives me the thing of like, that a lot of animals, they reincarnate in animal kind of existences. Although when Trixie came, before she came to my house, remember, her spirit came in and came in to check out the place, which made sense because she's so fucking anxious. And so once the energy was connected, once the bridge was made, she was coming here, then her energy came in, and she came in like a woman. Like it was like I could see her. It was like a redheaded lady with curly red hair, and she came in and was like checking me out, checking the place out. And then Trixie showed up and was like, oh, this is her. And Trixie always just, you know, she was very much like you know, what you would think of a person got to go experience being a dog, you know. But there's always a hard part too. She did have to go through, you know, some hard things as a puppy, being alone in an apartment, And, well, she had a cat, but then the cat ended up dying. But, you know, she was alone a lot. And so the, just is a soul thing. There's experiences. That's what we're doing. We're experiencing. And so, you know, she may have wanted to be like, maybe the lady had a dog that she just loved, and she was like, oh, man, I want to be a dog. Because how many people do you ever hear, God, I want to go out and be a bird. I just want to be a bird. Everybody has these things they want to be. You can go and do it. You can go and be it. So I think that is more, but but I don't think like dogs, like Stella can be just all of a sudden like, I think I'm gonna go be a human now. There's a certain, it's like a development in consciousness or something. And so, and that is what I think that this ascension is about. Like the stuff that I see Stella going through, man, I just got so nauseous. Fuck. It's probably those parasites or something. God, all of a sudden I feel so nauseous, like I'm gonna puke. Consciousness is, I gotta think how to say it. Because it's like this ascension into, that's just what I keep thinking, like she's going through all this pain, is to make her understand about pain, because it's really, it's like when I talk to her and stuff like that, there's such a huge difference. Like I feel like I'm talking to a person. She seems like she's always understanding things. She'll go and she'll do things, and you know, like it's where to me it's like she knows what I'm talking about. She knows what I'm saying. She knows I'm talking about her right now, and I'm sure she's hearing me even though she's laying there with her eyes shut and trying to sleep. And she knows, she's an awareness, like as a child, like as I see him, it's like she's more like a child than you know, a separate species that doesn't know what the fuck's going on. She's like aware, like that. That's why I keep seeing like the animals are ascending. There's something going on with that too. Like they're more developing during this for the ones that are doing it. Like, because it's all different roles too. Like I don't think every single animal is trying, but they could all be. Man, I've seen all sorts of weird things with dogs lately. So, you know, I don't know. It's an ascension to consciousness. So everybody's consciousness. So I'd assume, you know, the dogs are too. So, but I don't know how it all, you know, all of a sudden. I'll tell you though, Stella is trying to fucking talk. Like I can't even believe all the sounds she's trying to make too. I know she's starting to see. Give her peace. God, she's so sweet. God, I love that girl. I love her so much. It's gonna, God, I want to get to the med beds. I just want to fix her. I just want her to stay with me. Let me think. Okay. I feel like, fuck, I've got so many things going in my head right now. Sorry. It's just like a fucking tornado. And then I'm feeling nauseous. And I'm just worn out, man. I'm telling you. So let me think. So the consciousness. So the way I was seeing it was like, so the Anunnaki came and they made their little slave people. And they, so they tweaked the DNA and started doing that then. And so, because there's a whole thing about the other aliens and stuff, like this wasn't like they snuck in and did it. Like there was other awarenesses, there was other beings that were here that were like, there were beings that were coming, there were beings that were coming and trying to stay. There was like a whole thing going on. And I think this is before the firmament. I think this is how the firmament came. Is so they made the people out of the animals. And so then but the people were like rudimentary kind of people. And so, but they were showing development. And so then all the aliens were just like, well, let's sit back, let's see what happens, let's watch. But all the souls could start reincarnating into this. So souls, like even if, because you got to think about that, the other beings like Palladians and stuff like that, they're more light bodies. They're more what we think of as being dead people. That's the thing. That's the funny thing. It's all these, how everybody always thinks of like dead people, all this stuff. It's like, well, the dead people, they've got all the action going on. So the dead people, they can come in any they want. So, they can leave their body and go into this. And I do some view. I don't think it was through a viewfinder kind of thing back then. I think that they were all coming in and just checking the place out, taking things from it, and then all of that whole thing. Like, that's in the Sumerian tablets. Then, and I think that some of this stuff, because I'm not making this stuff up, I've heard some of this stuff. So then the aliens all decided that they've got to let these beings have to evolve themselves. But then it's like all these souls started coming in and moving man forward. So it was like more advanced souls began to incarnate into the vehicle, which then made the souls advance. So it was part of the advancement, was more advanced souls coming in and going through the experience. But the experiences were different, and they were moving man into the vehicle they are today, I guess. And so to me, that made total sense, what she was saying, that there was no, that's reincarnation started at a certain time. And for the people, which made it change in the evolution, which made the people start changing, because the advanced beings were coming in, incarnating in, and moving them forward. And I think there's a whole thing about a Pleiades, like there's a bunch of stuff, like with blue avians, Pleiades, what is there? There's a couple of other ones. So I think, especially the Pleiadians, I think had a big part, because that's what I've heard is why they're so involved now, of trying to, because they're trying to clean up their own karma for their involvement in the beginning. And so there's a whole thing about that. So anyways, I just found that interesting. And then it must have been at some point in the reincarnation is when the firmament, when things started getting low vibration, it had to be contained. The containment came, and it's so weird too. It's like all these people sharing this stuff of, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if NASA or whoever's been registering it, but they've been trying to break the glass ceiling. Even fucking Hillary is saying that one time. About, well, we've been trying to break that glass ceiling. Well, that's what they're talking about, the firmament. They take rockets and just sit there. There's a whole testing thing where they were just taking these rockets and kept trying to shoot them up and bust it. And so they really are concerned about their containment. And they really have been trying to bust free. But, I mean, an advanced being would know that it's by frequency. You can't bust it. So, anyways, it's your frequency that moves you out, but it's our frequency raising is what's going to bust it apart. It's what's going to create the change. And I can't quit seeing it as something, this big energy thing, changing it. I mean, now I have these two visions, because in the one, it is our energy just explodes it. There's the awakening, the outrage, explodes the firmament. But in that Lockwood, whatever that thing, the time debt calculator website, that picture, one of their pictures that showed the time and the day, and that something was coming from the sky and busting through. And then there's lots of people who've had these dreams. There's I think, another prophecy or something about all these comets coming, but a lot of people were having dreams like that. And somebody was just saying something, I don't know if they were talking prophecy. I think they were talking Hopi prophecy, and that all the stars are going to start falling out of the sky. And that makes sense with so many of these people's dreams and stuff. But the stars aren't stars. Stars are energy. They're beings. And so the stars, to me, is more like beings watching over us. And when I was a kid, there were so many stars. I'm not kidding you. because I remember this one time, because when I was in Texas, and I know I talked about this before, because it was wild, so weird. You can have this few hours in your mind, but it's very chopped up. This house was like, I don't know. I don't know whose house it was. I don't know who I was there with. It was like way out in Texas and way out in the country. So it was just black everywhere. There was no lights anywhere from any city. And it was this little house. And there was weird things in the house. I don't remember. It just was very strange. But I remember we were out laying in the grass and looking up at the stars. And I was just so amazed. The sky was so black and there were so many stars. It was like they were almost touching each other. There was so many. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I could see this all the time. But you know, when you're in the city, you couldn't see that. But now when I've gone out, like when I was in the desert and stuff, when I've been out where it's all darkness, it's not the same. Totally, totally different. And so I don't know what that all means, but it's very different. But so the very different. So the sky. Okay, wait a second. Oh, this is frustrating. So the sky. Okay, so all of the beings, like all of the stars or something, if you think of them as all being beings, and then whatever's going to happen for the firmament, it's like all these beings get to come in or something, like rain down. It's weird because there was some of these people had these prophetic dreams where they were like, all these demons are going to come out of the sky, stay indoors. And I think this is even in their Revelations or something. Something about, I don't know, I keep hearing all these people saying, there's going to be demons coming out of the skies, they're going to be raining down on us, all these lights, you got to go in. There's people who were having these dreams, seeing these, the lights was falling around in their yard, and people were falling and dropping down in their yards. And that one lady, she had such a vivid, elaborate dream about it. And then I've seen this stuff like in the movies where they'll show it. So there's something about it. There's something about it. But to me, it makes sense if the firmament's going to go, because it's the vibration, our low vibration is why the firmament was there. So when the vibration raises, the firmament goes, but that opens us up to all of this stuff. So is it like seem like these things are coming in? I don't know. I know it's not going to be devils and stuff coming in to get us. Like, that's absurd. So it's not going to be all these devils that are sitting outside the firmament waiting to come in and get us and kill us. It could be, it would be like energy, though. It may not be conscious energy. That's one thing, too. It's like all of the different stars, I don't know if they're all conscious energy, or if they're just like watchers, if they're just observers, you know, because there's a difference in ours. We're coming in, to me, we're the creators of the universe. Like, that's us. We're the ones who go in and experience. We're the ones who, like how they show me, it is very much like everything, like all the people. Like how the people are always wanting everybody to be like them and do what they want and all that stuff. We're all supposed to be different. We're all supposed to be having all these different experiences. It's supposed to be every experience possible is being had. So we're the creators of all experiences, of all aspects, of all perspectives. We're the movement of that. We're the souls. We're the cells. We're the ones who create that. So, you know, we have a very valid, important role in this whole place. You know, we're conscious energy. We're conscious creators. So, so we have, so I don't know if the firmament goes. I mean, there's supposed to be this whole thing with because when the energy shifts, the planes are going to start falling out of the sky, which trips me out. But that has been a move. That is so many things. Like, I really, really think there's going to be planes falling out of the sky, especially because over the last couple of weeks, there keeps being all these things about telling people don't fly and stuff. Like, we're getting so close, which makes me so nervous because, of course, my daughter just flies around like, look, I swear to God, they're just here to just, They're here to help me grow. They're here to help me grow. That's what they're here for my benefit. So, anyways, so if everything starts falling out of the sky, it's just to make us see that it wasn't real. You know, it all has to fall apart. Everything has to fall apart so people can see this is real. Your real life is your dead life. Like, I don't know how to get people to see like this isn't real, because this feels so real. And people think this is so real, and it's crazy how people are so scared. Like this other lady, she had said something. I don't remember what her video was, and I commented, and so she did a video comment back to me. And she was saying, oh, I remember. I don't remember what state she's in. It seems like the Carolinas or something, but I don't know. So I'm pretty sure it's not West Coast, East Coast, but I think it's Southeast. And she said at her kid's school, she went to go, and they've put up this big fucking fence. She said, this is wild. And so she went around and she was showing it, and they've fenced it off over on, they've fenced in the school. And she's like, what the fuck? It looks like a prison. And she's like, something's going on. This is weird. And to me, my comment was, I think they're going to do something while kids are at school. Because there's other people who have been have said that with their classes, their kids have come up and said what their classes are saying and doing. Some people have even had to sign waivers and shit. So I keep thinking, okay, they're going to do something while parents are at work. And like I said the other day, that is a terrifying drive. When something goes down and you're not by your kids and you have a ways to go to get to them, it's just like making my whole head tight, because I had that happen. I was at work, and when I was the office manager, the doctor, the blue doctor, and I was his office manager, and I don't think all blue people are bad. Like, I've said that about a zillion times, but the bad people are blue. It's a big difference. And but when my kids try and act like I'm just out here saying hateful things all the time, it just really annoys me. It's like, do you even know me at all? So, so I said that I think that they're going to do something. Oh, yeah. Okay, so when I was at work, and I got a call, and I had a babysitter, and so my kids were 3 years old and 1.5, and I get a call from the hospital that they've been in a car wreck. And I'm in California, but I'm over by Knott's Berry Farm, and I have to get it all the way over. It seems like I had to go like over by Fullerton. So it was I think I had to get to Brea. It was someplace over by there. It was a long fucking drive. Not knowing if your child is dying or dead or anything. They wouldn't tell me anything on the phone. They said they couldn't tell me anything on the phone. I had to come there. That was in the 80s. And so I had to do that drive. And it's fucking horrible. It's horrible. Fuck. When I see people panic driving, I completely get it. But then you've got all these people who just panic drive because they're late to work. It's like, fuck, yesterday or the other day when I had to drive to the bus station and going that early, and I was just right in the traffic on the state highway. And it was a rainstorm, and then we had to drive, and it was like, this one big truck gets up on my ass, and it's just a line of cars, and they're all, and I'm like, I'm not fucking part of this Caterpillar. I'm like, fuck off. Get the fuck off my ass. I'm not being in some big old ass fucking pile up because y'all are a bunch of nonsense. It's like, fuck. So anyways, it was just, one of those drives where it's like, oh my God, this is what these people do every morning? Like, fucking fuckery. So, fuck. Living out like this and all getting up in the same time and driving into town to go to work on fucking, oh my God. That is some fuckery, I'll tell you. So, but that's why I think there's going to be some places where shit is going to go down, and they're not going to be able to get to their kids. And they're going to have their kids locked up in these places. And because I think she's way more in the scared group. because they always have a different way of looking at things. And so she's just like, she thinks they're setting it up for the camps, which essentially would be the same kind of thing. Well, we've got your kids here. We can't let them out because of this. There's been an episode. There's been a sickness. There's been this. There's been that. They're quarantined now. They'll do some shit. They'll do some fuckery. And it'll be different in all different places. But they're setting it up. It's like you can see them. Like, why would they go and just all of a sudden spend this huge amount of money putting in these giant prison fences around a school? It is like, not out around, not like on their property. No, encased the school. Like closed the school in with this giant thing. So that is, I mean, how many people, hopefully there's parents that are going to the school and questioning things like she was, but I know she's a content creator, but hopefully other people are going and doing it. And so when she just did a video response to me, to my thing saying that, and she went and pulled up the CIA thing, because I said that I think they're setting up the schools and they're going to separate kids from the parents. Like something's going to go down and then the kids are going to be charged to school and the parents aren't going to be able to get to them because it's horrifying when that shit happens. And so that would be that'll be some awakening, I'll tell you. It'll be some panic. And then, but that's going to really get people like, what are you doing? Why am I living like this? Because that's what it's all about, is get people to think, why am I living like this? This is no way to live. But everybody's got to get to that question. Everybody's got to get that point. This was really cool too, because this girl just did this little video and she was talking about how we direct our thing. And it is exactly like that. You bring in, you're confirming to your own biases, your own information. So if you tell yourself you're a worthless piece of shit, you're looking for all that information all the time to confirm to you. So that's your focus. But if you tell yourself, I'm the greatest thing in the whole fucking wide world, then that's what you're looking for. So that's the two things that I'm talking about, these two different focuses. That's to me where the timeline or whatever, where people are always talking about that. There's this one or there's this one. And there's the one that you hate yourself and there's the one you love yourself. And there's bridges across, but you got to find them. Like, you have to create your bridge to love yourself. So, and it's a work, it's challenging. And so anyways, okay, let me think, because she was saying, so she pulled up this, I don't know if I've just skipped off of something, because I don't know. So she pulled up the CIA thing. And, oh yeah, because I said about, I think they're going to separate the kids, but I said, I think a cataclysm is coming. That's why I said it. And so then she went to the CIA documents and pulled it up about a cataclysm. And they talk about it. They talk about the pole shift and what's going to happen. And so she starts reading the pole shift of what's going to happen. And so her concern, like many other, I don't know, because it's not all just patriots. Because I think that some of these people don't like Trump. But there's all these different groups. And so it's a group that is like hyper-focused on government and that, in the camps and the rich people. And so in the thing, she was saying that the rich people, a lot of people are saying this, they're all getting these bunkers. They're going and getting all this food. See, I think this is a show for those people. And so they're going and getting food. They're going and doing this. They've even got planes, doomsday planes, all this shit going, because there's people watching that. And so then they're all going into bunkers. They're all sure these people are going into bunkers. And I've said to somebody else on another video when they were talking about the bunkers, I said, I think they're all going to Gitmo. I think they're already there. But all these other people are sure they're going to bunkers. And I don't know, maybe they're going to move us all into a bunker at some point. Maybe they're setting up these bunkers and they're going to say, hey, this storm's going to happen. We all need to go underground and then we'll come back up in a couple months or something. Like, I don't know. But that would be more of what I would think would happen. But this is like the thinning of the crowd. I can see why they call this the harvest or the culling or something. But it's not in what they look at it. It's more of the spiritual. It's a spiritual harvest. It's the people who is a different attitude. It's like it's a split. People who love themselves and who want the best and who work on themselves and want a good world, they're going to split off and create that world. And the people who are in fear and scared and stuff, they're going to go learn, because they need to learn about having faith, and they need to learn who they really are. They need to learn that they're in control of their reality. So there's a lot of lessons. And so that is this, it's like split. And so, which makes sense. That's why I keep saying these people are not going to be with us soon. All the negativity and stuff, we're not going to have all that. We're going to have all this hateful negative. The negative people, if they're truly negative, they will go the other direction. They won't go in the same direction as us. And even in that Sumerian tablet book about this happening, all of the different prophecies says the same thing. There's going to be half the people are going, and the half that are going are going to be the positive. That's what just would blow my mind when I would like talk to my mom about the rapture. That's like, but Mom, it's going to be heaven on earth. It's going to be the, so why would the good people be raptured out? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. You just don't understand, because the tribulation is coming, and that's going to be so horrible. It's like, Mom, I think we're in the tribulation. We're in that. That is the part to make you choose which side you're on. And it's an internal choice, and it's deeper. Like, there can be people out there saying negative shit, but they're really positive on the inside. We don't know. We don't know what's inside people. But whatever energy you're putting out, you're held responsible for it. I saw another cool thing where somebody was explaining that thing about karma. Don't think of just karma. It's just and I've explained it like this. Whatever you do, you have to fix it. You can't do anything without it being your responsibility to fix. That's just universal law. You can't put your shit off on someone else. So whatever you put out of balance, you have to balance it. That's karma. And it's just, the soul's responsibility. And so that is, that's just a thing. So, okay, so let me see. Okay, so she was saying that they were in the CIA file of the pole shift, but you can go look it up. But it says about the weather's going to change, that it's going to become tropical in the cold places. And so up here where I'm at, that's why I keep saying. And there's been some days where I thought it smelled tropical and stuff, where I was like, but then I don't know, because it's underwater in the fucking one map. And then I don't know if that's Edgar Casey's map, and it's made its rounds now to the Doomsday, the naval map, and all these. Like, I don't know. But and she started talking about all these people coming, but see, her thing was, I can't remember. But to me, I keep feeling like these people are being evacuated from their places, because there is a group of people who do want to help us, that are trying to help us, but they can't just come out and say shit, because like, if they just came out and said there's a cataclysm coming, what kind of panic? I mean, most people don't even realize that this isn't real. Most people think this is all there is. I'm gonna die, what's gonna happen? They're fucking scared as shit. They're all fucking like ants running around. So they can't just come out and say that. They have to wake the people up and get the people to remember, oh, I'm in a game. Oh, I'm fucking eternal. This isn't gonna fucking hurt me. I'm fine. And so, but you gotta get in there. That's why they're trying to awaken people, because you can't just fucking tell them. They fucking panic. But they think this is all there is. And all of the resets is always, all the people go and then they start over. So this is different. And so they can't just go and say that. So you got to think about that. And so, but I do think that they're preparing. I swear, I think that's what the Freedom City, just watch when they start saying the Freedom Cities are going to be here, here, and here, and here, and then put them over the Doomsday map, and see if they don't fit right perfect into the land masses that they say are going to still be here. Because I feel certain that that's what they're doing. But they can't just come out and say it, just like they couldn't just come out and say all the bad things about people. Even when he was coming out and saying shit about people, people would just think he was crazy and laugh at him and think he was stupid and arrogant. And then the news would come out and make fun of him and say he's an egomaniac and stuff, and people would believe it. So So it didn't do much good to try and tell us. You can't tell sleeping people. People have to wake up so you can communicate with them. Like, I think we all know that by now, don't we? We've all tried to have these communications with people who are asleep, and it's like, fuck, it's goddamn. But they do show their sides of what they think of you. They don't have any problem with that. And anyways, so I think that there's going to be some fuckery in the daytime for sure, because it's going to be when kids are at school. It wouldn't surprise me if it was like remember on that 11 attack, oh yeah, we're almost to that anniversary. No, we already passed that anniversary. Fuck, I'm getting so mixed up on these years. Fuck. Now we're coming to 11/11, the 11/11 portal, the 11/11 portal. And when the 11/11 portal was my fucking anniversary date of my trigger time, which is so weird because I never even put those dates together until recently. I was talking to somebody and I was trying to figure out, when was I triggered? What was that date? How long has it been, man? And so I had a reference that I could go look up, and that's how I saw the date. And I was like, oh my God, now it's like, I didn't even know that date had any significance, and I sure the hell didn't know that date held his birthday in it. Like, there were so many weird, like the synchronicities and numbers and stuff is trippy. So, anyways, but they did that. It was an early morning attack, remember? And, and a lot of people are all waiting for it on a Monday. Fuck, they could do it on a Thursday. They could do it today. They could do it tomorrow. They could do it any time. It's when I don't know how it's all going to go down. We don't know if they're getting pressure on them, so they're just going to do it. If they're trying to block something from happening, they don't want us to know this or know that or something. I don't know. If they've tried to do a bunch of attacks and it keeps getting diffused. Yesterday there was one in Texas, that big old chemical plant that blew up. And it seemed kind of like out in the country. I don't know how close it was, but the thing is all they need is the scenario, and then all of a sudden all the local towns around there are getting sick, and then they blame it on that. But really, it could be anything. They can be putting stuff in their water. They can be putting stuff, it's all, and then of course it's a chemical plant. So much black smoke too. How many big explosions have we had? How many chemicals do we have up in the sky? Like, there's so much shit in our atmosphere. It's so toxic. And you see, it's a science experiment waiting to happen. It's waiting to blow up. And they probably like that. They probably think, oh, that'll blow up the firmament finally. It's like, no, it won't. We will. Our outrage, our raising our vibration, that'll break it. That's probably because as we all are waking up, that's probably why it keeps falling down on us. It doesn't have the same stability. It's a containment for our vibration. So, anyways, you just gotta be ready. Anything can happen at any time, and there can be isolated things, like something that they've already got it set up, but then something's going to go down in that town, and then they're going to have all the kids locked up in the school, and the parents won't be able to get them, and then they'll say, so you just got to think, there's just going to be fuckery. It's not going to be just like every place is going to do the same exact thing at the same exact, it's not going to be like that. There's going to be just chaos. That's all they got, really, is they're chaos creators. And but that is the dark, and the dark brings the light. So you need the chaos to be created, because that's when the light comes in. And so that's, all this stuff has to happen. And it's good, even though it's going to seem so bad. But so anyways, did I finish talking about that? So anyways, the CIA hidden file, or the disclosure files, whatever, the leaked out file. It's not leaked out. They had to disclose all their files. It was a thing. It's a part of the corporation going down. With all these files having to be revealed to us, I think. And so it's under the pole shift about it. So they do talk about it. They are expecting it. They know it's coming. And it says some more stuff about it. I can't remember all the things. But to me, that's what I think is that they're trying to get people to wake up. And that's why I think that things are moving faster. Like I've said this before. It's like we're on a time thing. Like it's coming in fast. The firmament's coming down on us. Like the signs are all around us that this big change is about to occur. People are feeling it in their soul. People are feeling the pressure. People are all changing. People are falling apart, going into existential crises all over the place. It's just happening because it's all happening. This is dark to light. And so many of us were light seekers anyways. I guess we were the ones bringing in the light, you know. I mean, I didn't know the whole time when I'm going around being bullied and talked down to and treated like shit. You know, it's just very strange. And then, yeah, this is strange. This is a very strange phenomena. And so, anyways, then, wherever I was on that part, let me think. I feel like I'm in a traffic jam. I swear to God, I'm in a mental traffic jam. Because there was another one. Let me see. There's another girl. Okay, well, I want to talk about this bold glamour. Anyways, yeah, because I said that part was going to be the short part. But hopefully I made sense that, you know, it's going to be all different in all different places. You got to be paying attention to your surroundings. You got to be aware, and you got to stay in the flow. Watch the signs and stuff if you want to know what's going on. But, you know, if you're curious about, you know, is this really happening? Are we really going to have a reset? Are we really going to? Yeah, it's really happening. And the CIA even talks about it in their files. And so, and that's probably when they built the bunkers. Maybe that's why they keep bringing bunkers up and stuff. So it just gets people to start thinking, like, well, why do they need bunkers? Why do they need bunkers underground? Must be something going on. So it's all about just getting people to start thinking, you know. And so let me think. Okay, so yeah, bold glamour lady. So she was talking to her daughter this morning. I think she was talking to her yesterday. And she was talking to her daughter about a puppy. That's weird. Because the one video, she was talking about this puppy she just rescued. Maybe her daughter rescued that puppy and it's not hers. Maybe she's just focused on, I don't know. It was hard to tell. It was just like introducing a new family member, but she could introduce her daughter's dog as a new family member. So maybe it's her daughter's dog. I don't know. But anyways, her daughter was talking something about a dog's weight, her puppy's weight. And so she said, the same thing what I did the other day, is when I wanted to know how much Jack weighed, I just went and got my scale out, and I weighed me, which I was surprised at my own weight, which to me, it's like, fuck, when I used to be hyper-focused on it, it was like watching that number all the time, and then you just let go of it, and it's like, just start taking care of yourself. It goes right there by itself. So it's like you don't have the hyper-focus, that's where you need to reel it in. Like, why am I so focused? What's going on? Why do I feel this way? Because there's a lot to heal on for me, I had body dysmorphia, all sorts of shit. So, so I weighed him, you know, to see, because you weigh yourself, then you put them down, then you get back on and and then you just do the math. And so she told her daughter to do that. And her daughter's, but her daughter was her own home. Because she said, well, I don't have a scale. And she said, well, I have a scale. I'll bring it over to you. You can use mine. And the daughter said, then it started this whole conversation about scales and generation. And so this lady, I don't know, she's probably 45 or something, maybe 43. She could be 42. It's hard to say, but her daughter's 20, and I don't know how many kids she has, and I don't know all the ages. So you just add up about another 20, 22 years. She could have had her when she was 18. She could be in her 30s, but, you know, and she smokes. So that also ages skin. So if you do smoke, you shouldn't just smoke, because it definitely does age skin. The people who I've seen who smoke a lot of cigarettes, but I just saw a whole breakdown about cigarettes the other day, and it is hardly any tobacco. It's almost all chemicals and toxins and shit. So, you know, tobacco is natural, wouldn't be bad for us, but so they've got to add in all that shit. And people like smoking. I'm telling you, when you start smoking, it is nice. You just sit back, just just breathe in and relax here a minute. It's nice. I like it. And so, so anyways, smoking has really had popularity throughout, our time, back in the day, in movies and everything. Everywhere you went, people smoked. Restaurants, you'd be standing talking to people were smoking everywhere. Hospitals, doctors would be smoking over your bed in the patient's room. Like, everybody smoked. And nobody thought anything about it until everybody started getting sick and dying. But it was the toxins, and they wanted to do that because I think they were going to, because tobacco has what I've talked about before, is like an antidote for some things that they don't want us. They want us to have the problems. They don't want us to have the antidote. Remember, they want the antidote to be all under their control. So they fill those little sticks up with a bunch of chemicals and stuff, and people start getting really sick, and then saying, oh, they're so bad for you. And so, people start dying, and then they don't want to smoke. And so that, but the people who I have known who did smoke a lot, they do get really deep wrinkles and stuff. So I don't know if the chemicals like suck the collagen out of your skin or what, but anything you do, you got to find balance in it. You can't, and it's easy to just lean into it, but you got to keep pulling it towards center. Don't just lean all the way in where that just takes over. You got to always pull back. So even if, you enjoy smoking, and you just got to, find balance. Don't just impulsively do it. You got to, be mindful in all your things you do. Find balance. So, in this talk, though, with her daughter starts saying, well, that she doesn't have a scale and she doesn't weigh. She's like, my generation doesn't have scales. We're not into that. And she said, in their conversation, it was weird because the daughter kept saying that the scale is telling you something's wrong with you all the time. Something's wrong with you. You need to change something. And the mom keeps saying, the scale's not talking to you. And that is like, I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. It's a difference of being awake and not being awake. It's a difference in understanding there's more messaging than just what is being said. I completely get what the daughter's saying. And I've had these conversations with my own daughters. I've had one who has really struggled with, that, like how I was, got to weigh, weigh before, weigh in the morning, weigh in the evening. Oh, did I eat too much? Kind of consumed. And so she did that too, like I did. And so, but then you can't go in and change somebody. You can keep trying to tell them, and then they just take it as you're telling them something's wrong with them. It's like, no, that was not good that I did that, and I don't want to change it. And, I don't want to see you have to suffer like I did. And so, but anyway, she's much better. She's not, this is years ago. And so in some of the conversations I had with her, I could hear the perspective, how the scale could be so all-consuming, and it is telling you. It is like you're going to the scale. Am I okay today? What's my number? And then the number comes out, and it's like one fucking pound can destroy your fucking day. It's crazy. So I completely could get in and the mom's like laughing at the daughter. And she's like, you're $120 wet. And why in the world would you think the scale's talking to you and telling you something's wrong with you? The mom could not hear it at all. But remember, the mom is, she's not awake at all, I don't think. I think she's going through some things right now that are becoming public that are what to wake her up. But, we'll see how it goes. And because Mama Todd, she went and her son was murdered, and she went through all that devastation, and she's right back at it. She's right back at it. Just TikTok sales. Look at this. Let's buy this. Get this. I cannot fucking believe how many people. You gotta buy this. It's like, I don't gotta buy shit, dude. Fuck off. So she's sitting there saying that I don't even know what that means, $120. And so the mom would be all smug and laughing at her, like, "Oh my God, a buck is $100, and then 20 is 20, and then wet means like you're all wet." And so she's like, but the daughter keeps saying that our generation, we don't look at it like that. We don't um, consume our minds like that, because they can see that'll drive them crazy. Like they have more awareness. Like, look, that scale, that's a bitch, man. Start going in there asking it if I'm gonna have a good day today. It's like the magic ball. What is my day today? I was like, well, you're 1 pound over, so it's not gonna be good. It's like, you're not eating today. You may want to take a laxative or something. Maybe you're stopped up. It's like, oh my God. So I completely get these young people, but I thought it was really interesting too, how what they could hear isn't like it's talking, but it's talking in here. They could hear, like they're tuned in to something that other people aren't tuned into, if you get my drift. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting, because there was supposed to be this whole new group that was coming in, this new wave of kids that were coming in that are around that age, that already had a different outlook. Like they're coming into that energy right there, put that energy. And so her mom could take that energy and take that perspective and go, yeah, that is interesting. I never thought of that. So yeah, when I would weigh, I would be so consumed by it. And it would make me feel like if I had a bad day or a good day. And she said, the lady said, when she's talking to her daughter, she's like, yeah, I go in there and I get on that scale. It says I'm 164 and I don't feel I need to change a thing. I'm completely happy and I'm excited and I just go about my day. But I know she's had a big weight loss, because she's talked about that. That's why she was talking about the castor oil tightening her skin. And so she, and I don't know how big, I don't know if it's like 100 pounds or 50 pounds or whatever. But so she had to have some time. That her relationship with the scale had to be toxic at times. Like anybody who has had a relationship with scale has to know how toxic that relationship is. Like it is a very toxic relationship. And my daughter was pointing it out to me, because I wasn't seeing it. I really was going to the magic ball. What's my day today? Weigh, what have I done? What damage have I done? Way in the night. Oh my God, what have I done? I was consumed. I had body dysmorphia. I kept thinking I was huge. I was skinny. It was weird. And so, but that's when you feel so bad about yourself and you just feel like, you have no value. You have nothing to offer. You're just beat down, So it's not like the person is wrong or bad or something. Anybody who's going through problems and crises, that doesn't mean they're bad, but they've got to acknowledge their crises, because that's how you get out of it. So, I got out of the scale thing. Like that scale just sits back there, I don't weigh. Like even the other day when I got it out, I was like, ugh. But then I was like, well, I'm not going to get in fear of it. Like, oh, I can't weigh, because that gives it power too. So I was like, I'm just going to do it, but I'm not going to let that fucking number affect me. But then the number affected me, but in a good way. I was excited. I was like, oh my God, without the hyper focus, and the number's right there, lower than what I had wanted before, which could also be because I've lost so much muscle mass as I age. I don't fucking know. Because my hair's heavier. These fucking boob things, I think they weigh a pound for sure. It's crazy, because even if you weigh with your clothes on, it's like 5 more pounds. Like all this stuff weighs. Like your hair weighs a lot, all that. And so it doesn't even, it's not even like you're just weighing your body. And then even the wet, it's such a messed up thing. I completely see it so toxic. It really fucked with me. It fucked my head up. So I completely could see what this girl was saying. But the way the mom was fighting it, like when my daughter, I don't know, probably the first time my daughter said it, I would have been more defensive, like, But over time, you soften and you start being like, yeah, you're right. Oh my God, you're right. And so, I gave up the scale. I think she continued it, I think another year or something past me. And then, or maybe a few more years. I don't even know when I gave up the scale. I got this one since I lived here, because it came on my insurance. I don't remember why I had gotten it. I was probably still dealing with my shit, I guess. So I'm telling you, this awakening is long. It's not short. Constantly, it's an evolution. You're constantly in change. You're just changing all the time, and it's a gentle change. You're just changing. I mean, the first part when you get hit, that's the hard part. When you get hit with the trauma that you have to face, and but then once you start going, you get so much. After you get past that, it just gets so much more in the flow, and then you can just like a gymnast, if they've practiced a lot, then you just go, it's more like you just start doing acrobats through life where it doesn't bring you down. You're not falling down. Where are we? Now she's awake. Okay, so let me think real quick because there was something else that seemed like I wanted to say. So, but I thought it was interesting too because I told you so many of these people, their accounts are going up and they're doing all this stuff public right before things shift. So they're putting all their attitude and stuff out there, but all their attitude's based on the dark, and the light hasn't come in. When the light comes in, it's gonna be like almost embarrassing over what your attitude was. It's like, oh, because they don't have all the information. They're all basing it on limited information, and they're all in on it. So that is something the universe has to show you. You have to learn. Don't do that. So there's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of things about that. But she just, she needs to, especially when it's different generations. Like the younger ones have things to offer. I mean, it's like they're the better generation. They've got a lot of issues. They've got a lot of problems going on, a lot of things too. But they do have different insight. They have a different, like certain things that we've struggled, like, is like, when you think about like the Watchers and like the struggles we're going through in the Watchers, and then so our lessons go out into the universe. The universe learns by our lessons. It's the expansion. So those souls out there that learn from that stuff come in, just like how that lady was talking about, how the advanced souls start coming in, and then there start being ceremony and all that stuff. But then there's also, don't forget, that there was other beings coming here. So some of the, like if you listen to Mateus de Stefano, when he talks about being in Atlantis and stuff, and all of the beings, there was a lot of different beings from other places. It wasn't just like earthlings. There was beings, and they just interacted with them. And so they also brought knowledge. So it was like the incarnations leveled up, everything just started leveling up for this evolution of, this is a viable species. This is a viable vehicle to learn and grow. This is a viable place to expand and learn. And so it's, like gets a university honor or something in the spiritual world, and the good vehicles to use to learn from. So, okay, let me see. Let me think real quick because I was trying to finish man, this is weird. I swear to God, it's like a fucking, like I'm on the bridge in Louisiana in the fucking pile up or something. I'm trying to go through all this and see. It's like chaotic, like in my mind or something. Yeah, it's interference or something. Maybe it's just because I've got a lot of changes right now. A lot of things that I need to pull into my own balance, So, let me think. Was there something else? I don't know. But, as Bold Glamour, these opportunities when somebody comes and says something to you, don't just fight back. Don't just tell them they're wrong. I mean, she was laughing at her daughter, and she did this little video, kind of not making fun of her daughter, but making fun of her daughter and talking about the generations and how silly, and thinking that they scales talking to them, and thinking that there was another thing too about it. But the mom, she's just seeing it from her perspective, and not an evolved perspective. She just sees it as like, I don't know. I think she probably talks a lot about, liberal kids and just stuff like that. And I don't know that her kid is liberal, but I think she has a certain attitude towards younger people, and she was showing it when she was talking about her daughter. Because to me, I totally get what her daughter's saying. And the fact that the scale's speaking to her, I thought that was so cool. Because I know it's not like speaking to her, but she's aware of her own mental gymnastics happening. She sees the connection. She sees the pull. She sees what the fucking power that scale has over her psyche. And have awareness of that, that's fucking beautiful, man. Like her mom should be like, hell yeah, God, you're a smart girl. But she just keeps telling her she's silly, she's stupid, don't do that, like, don't be ridiculous. But anyways, hopefully you see what I'm saying. When people are coming to you, don't dismantle them. Don't talk down to them. Don't tell them they're stupid. Listen to what they have to say. And what have I been saying this whole fucking time? Listen to people you wouldn't normally listen to. Validate, like, listen to them. Hear what they're saying. I mean, she can't hear what she's saying. Like, I've said this a million times. You can have somebody say something, we're all going to hear it different. Because I definitely hear what her daughter's saying way different than what she hears her saying. So, anyways, just keep that in mind as you're going through your own day, your own time to, talk to people. If somebody says something you think is silly, think that could be an evolved kind of message. This is maybe something I need to think about. And I don't know. I mean, I know, Bold Glamour, this has got to be leading to her awakening. What's going on is that so many people think like the awakening is just being aware that the government sucks. It's like, no, it's way more than that. That's why I'm always saying, like, these people who think they're so awake and they're not at all, they're held back. They think just because they're aware that the government is bad, that means they're awake. It's like, no, it's a soul thing. It's not just, you're just breaking free from your reality, but you got stuck on something that scared you. And so you're holding on to that and you keep spinning, waiting for it to fix itself so you can relieve yourself from it. You got to pull free from it. You got to pull free from what scares you. You got to pull free, find balance. And so many people just don't have that awareness yet. They don't know that they got to do that. They don't know they've trapped themselves in fear. They think that they are just, Paul revering for the rest of us, and that we're not listening because we're the problem. And so, she doesn't know, like, she's sitting there saying it to me. It's like, I'm just watching for you to wake up and realize what the fuck you're talking about and what the hell's going on here. And so many people just don't. And then when they come on and they start saying stuff like, there's a lot of people who are asking spiritual questions, what's going on. Oh, and I did have this yesterday. It was weird because I keep seeing these videos of these people saying they're in their house and all of a sudden somebody says something to them. And this girl was saying that. She goes, somebody said, hey. And she was like, she thought it was her husband, but it wasn't her husband. And so she was tripped out. She was asking questions like, what's else going on? But I've seen other people doing it, but it happened to me yesterday. It was trippy. It was very trippy. I was coming in and I was going to do the wood and put it in the fireplace. And all of a sudden I hear, Kelly. And I was like, what? And I thought, did the dog just make a sound that sounded like he said my name? I was like, what? And I was like, okay, no, nobody, like, oh my gosh. So I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Because when I hear them talking, they're talking in my head. They're not talking outside going, hey, Kelly, let's talk about it. No, they're talking inside here. So it sounds different. When you hear something talking outside, and I know it's like other realms and stuff. I know everything's opening up and stuff, but when it says your name, then it's like, okay, so is this, I mean, it could be a men in black sitting here trying to fucking harass me because they don't want the light to come in fast or something. I don't know. I mean, they're definitely holding us back. That's for fucking sure. And but, the people aren't ready. I'm telling you, the people aren't ready. They want to, but that energy is the part that they need to get out. That hate and anger and stuff, it all has to come to the surface. And then the lights come on, and then they're standing there with, their feet in their mouth, naked, embarrassed, and like, fuck, what did I say? What did I say? So, anyways, that's I fuck every day that I get up. I think it could be today. It could be today. I really do think it's going to be before the end of the month, where things are going to start going the other direction. The banks falling and stuff. I tried to look yesterday to see if there was other people having problems with their deposits. My daughter's deposit went in, and hers is a credit union. Hers went in. Mine is a bank, and so mine hasn't gone in yet. So I'll check, because last week I don't even think it went into like 6 in the morning or something. So I'll see. I'll see if it's in. If it is in, I'm going to run up to the grocery store and get some juice and stuff. And so I will run out and do that. And then I'm going to do and order some stuff, and then I'll order a bunch of roots and teas and shit, which I don't even know. Like, the tea stuff is expensive. I'll tell you, you start buying like dandelion root, mullein. It's like $25 for this, $25 for that. It's like a cup of tea is like $150 now. Like, man, I really upped my game on the tea scene. Went from $2 for a fucking box, now $150 cup tea. So, okay, let me think, because it seemed like there was something else I was going to say real quick. Oh, damn it. Damn it, man. Oh, I don't know. So, anyways, oh yeah, the deposit. So I don't know if mine are going, but the ones that had the biggest problems so far are the biggest banks. So that gets the most attention. I think get the most attention so people start waking up. Because it's all about the awakening. Every fucking thing that happens is all about the awakening. Even though everybody dissects it, oh, this is happening, now this is going to happen, this is happening, this is happening. And they are all going at it from a different I'm looking at it from the light. They're looking at it from the dark. So I'm watching from the light, they're watching from the dark. And it's two different perspectives. So, anyways, but it's going to there's going to be this big jolt where the lights come on, and all of a sudden, and it's got to be, because something good. You watch. It's going to be, like, bad things going to happen, but it's going to be the good stuff that's going to blow these people out of water. Because then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're not going to end up in the camps. We're not all going to end up dead. We're not all going to end up on FedNow. We're not all, they're all on that. And then when it goes the other thing, and they've been out here saying it and telling everybody, but all of a sudden, oh, we're free, and this guy's in charge, and he's saying, hey, do what you want to do. Here's some money. Go buy yourself a place. Go build yourself a house. Go build yourself a city. Go do what you want to do. And, that's going to be a completely different reality than the one they're expecting. So that's the lights come on. It's going to be like, woo. So that's what I was saying. I think there's going to be a big good thing that is going to be. And, these people don't realize, like, they're going to feel so traumatized and embarrassed and humiliated. But that is what your soul wants to get over. So you're going to purge it out, and then you're going to feel so much better. But the purging out is hard. It's fucking hard, man. One of the hardest things to do is to face yourself and to learn to love yourself. It's fucking hard. So anyways, we've still got a ways to go on this awakening thing. But on the money thing and the power thing, I think that there's about to be some big changes. I still see it coming. I just still think there's going to be banks going down. This whole time, I think that went down to get people's attention. And then there's going to keep going down. It's dominoes now. It's already in movement. And then whatever, there'll be some event, which is probably going to be something about Joe and the money and Trump. And so it'll be some kind of thing, something. And that'll be what all of a sudden turns it. That's what it seems like to me. But the outrage and the anger and all of what people go through, that to me is what brings the firmament down. But then when these people are saying, well, the firmament's about to go right now on November 16th or something, I was like, fuck, I don't know. I mean, what I see in my head, like, I don't know how it all fits together. And you don't even know if your visions you see, you're translating them. You're trying to understand them yourself. So a lot of it is like, I gotta wait and see. I gotta watch how this plays out. I don't know. Maybe something is going to crash through the 16th, and then all of a sudden we're going to be in that crisis and we're not going to have the money. Look, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. The only thing that makes sense to me is this stuff crashing, and that will break the glass window when the truth starts coming out. But it's not going to be the actual breaking until the energy rises and busts the thermostat open. And that is going to be because of all the stuff that happens. The people start fuming, raise the temperature, and just blow this place up. That's what I think. And but we're going to be all more situated. Like, they're going to already start doing, as soon as this money thing crashes, as soon as this government thing crashes, it's going to be a lot faster. You watch. It's going to be a lot faster about cities. Like, I don't think. There's a lot of earthquakes going on right now, too. A lot. There was even a 5.2 in Texas. So there's a lot of instability happening in the ground. So that can also happen before November. A big earthquake come into and take out a lot of people over there. But I don't think that they would sit there and say, hurry, everybody in California, evacuate. Something's going to happen. The water's raising. Because that would just be too much panic. And then anybody who understands souls understands, well, their soul's here for it. Their soul, it's partly their responsibility. It's their responsibility to listen to their soul and know where they need to be and know where they need to go. It's not just, Trump's responsibility. So I don't think they're going to just do that. But they're doing these soft, by the laws and stuff that they're passing, push people out. But so many people will take whatever abuse, just whatever. I just want to be Californian. I just want to be by the beach. I don't care. It's like, nobody fucking cares. So but that's the whole thing right there. That's why. So whatever, there's going to start being movement towards that middle part, I think, somehow, and probably will be a big push on the freedom cities. And so it'll be the people who have that attitude. Just certain people who have that attitude about, oh my gosh, I'm excited, the freedom cities, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And so they'll jump on and go, and so that will be the age of Aquarius, that kind of people, that kind of attitude. The other people are like, fuck that, I'm not going over there, fuck them, and I'm going to stay on the beach and stuff. Well, the beach is coming to us, so you're going to be out there floating somewhere. But but that's the attitude. That to me is it's a natural thing. It's happening naturally. And so, anyways, I just keep talking and talking, and I still don't even know if I'm making any sense, because I feel like I'm in a brain traffic jam or something. So, okay, it's probably 4 in the morning at this point, so I won't be able to go back to sleep. I'll be up now until tomorrow, or till tonight, 7 o'clock. I'll be dying, I just gotta go sleep, and I'll get my sleep till 1 in the morning, and I'll be back here talking to y'all. Tomorrow will be Friday, so Friday, but the banks have already started crashing, so it's not gonna be a banks crash on a Friday. Well, they've already done that. They've already been crashing. And I still have my kids, well, you say it's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm just saying it. It's not really happening. Don't pay any attention. Just because there's about a zillion fucking articles and shit, and it's on the bank or on the news and stuff. Well, I don't watch the news. I was just there's a lot of people who are just living their lives, not paying one fucking bit of attention to what goes on outside of it at all. And, I don't think that that's wrong or bad. I think we should all be able to live our own lives. It's just that right now, we're in this big transition. It's different than that. You have to wake up. You have to start thinking about it. And I know all my kids are. I know they're thinking about things. But it's just, there's just this separation always. I live in this crazy world, and they live in the real world. So, and hear it. So, anyways, I'm going to go back and live in my crazy world again today. I'm gonna enjoy Crazy Town, and so enjoy your day, and let's just make the best of this, and we'll get through it, and it's gonna be over. It'll be over soon for some of us, but some are just gonna be getting started in their healing. But you know, you're gonna see the benefit of the healing you've been doing. Things are gonna turn around. Things are gonna just turn much better. So, anyways, just stay strong, and I will talk to you later. Bye.